Remember staring at the classroom clock in third grade, convinced that minute hand had absolutely stalled. Summer break felt like a whole lifetime away, didn't it? Now fast forward to last week. You blinked, and somehow it was already Friday. Same 7 days, but the feeling is night and day. It's like someone secretly hit the fast forward button on your life. I was talking to my mom last week. She said, "It feels like I was just changing your diapers. And now I'm seeing gray hairs in your beard." For her, those 30 years felt like a single deep breath. What if I told you there's a name for this mind-bending switch-up? It's a measurable brain trick, a fascinating quirk of our psychology. And once you understand how it works, you can actually hack it. This is the ultimate hack against regret. Ready to learn how to take back control and slow the ride down? Let's dig in. Number 1, the proportionality trap. Let's start with the easiest way to feel tiny math. Think about it. A single year for a 10-year-old is 1/10 of their entire existence. That's a huge chunk of their story. Fast forward to 50, and those same 365 days shrink to a measly 2%. The calendar didn't change, the denominator did. Our brains use that fraction as a rough draft for, how big does this chunk of time feel? A smaller slice of the pie, a shorter sensation. It's the same reason a pizza slice looks enormous to a toddler, and practically disappears for an adult. Context is everything. But this is only chapter 1. The real plot twist is happening inside your neurons. Number 2, the novelty gap versus the autopilot. Picture your childhood brain as a brand new GoPro shooting in 4K. Every single first, your first bike crash, that first campfire, gets logged in ultra-high, vivid detail. All those unique frames stack up. When you scroll back through that mental album, the sheer volume of data convinces you the trip lasted forever. Adults, however, tend to swap novelty for the relentless march of routine. Commute, inbox, grocery store, repeat. The brain, being an incredibly efficient machine, succumbs to the autopilot. It doesn't bother storing another identical loop. It smartly compresses the footage into a tiny, indistinguishable zip file. Remember driving home from work, and suddenly realizing you're in your driveway, with no memory of the last 15 minutes. That's the autopilot at its best, or worst. Come December, you open your mental album and find it suspiciously half empty. So the year must have flown. It's not that the camera broke. The autopilot stopped recording the mundane. Researchers call this the holiday paradox. A week in Paris feels long because every croissant, every wrong turn gets recorded, while a typical workweek simply evaporates. Number 3, the neural slowdown. But wait, there's even more biology in the mix. Dopamine, the chemical that makes a kid bounce off the walls, drops about 10% every decade after adulthood. Less dopamine means a duller internal stopwatch. Meanwhile, the hippocampus, your memory's meticulous librarian, starts to lose efficiency as you age. Think of it. Fewer staff members in the library, plus messy shelves, equals spotty record keeping. Add in a pinch of sensory decline, and the brain has fewer crisp clues to timestamp events accurately. The cumulative result? The autopilot takes over, and life genuinely feels like someone hit the fast-forward button. Number 4, the attention leak. Ever notice how 20 minutes on hold feels like an hour, yet an hour scrolling feels like 5 minutes? That's the autopilot hijacking your perception in real time. When the mind wanders, the frontal cortex stops stamping each second as worth remembering. Kids live in the present, adults multitask by default. This split focus equals missing pages in the diary of the day. Psychologists sum it up: attention equals duration. Lose your attention, and you effectively lose time. The more engrossed you are, the more your brain stretches an experience. Number 5, the emotional color boost. Here's a sneaky bonus factor: emotion. Researchers found that older adults recall happy events as lasting longer than sad ones. A grandchild's first giggle, a joyous reunion, seems to stretch time. Meanwhile, a soul-crushing DMVQ shrinks once it's over. Why? Positive feelings recruit extra neurons to tag the moment as important, inflating the mental record. So moods don't just color our memories. They literally stretch or squash them like emotional Photoshop, making certain periods feel richer and others fleeting. Number 6, the fix: rewind the sensation. Good news, you're not doomed to a warp-speed life. The antidote to the autopilot is simple: novelty combined with mindfulness. Think of it as waking up your brain's recording studio. So here's my challenge to you. This week, aim for just a 1% shift. That's it. One tiny thing. Swap one route to work, taste a fruit you can't pronounce, or try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand. These microshocks force your brain to pay attention. Want bigger results? Schedule a monthly First Time Friday. A pottery class, indoor climbing, a silent walk. The fresh footage stacks up, creating rich memories, and suddenly the year regains its weight. Pair that with 10 seconds of genuine, focused attention. Several times a day. Really feel the warm mug, notice the steam, name the smell of your coffee, and you re-stamp those ordinary seconds as worthy, vibrant keepsakes. This is how you build a life against regret. Number 7, the compound effect. Treat time like a retirement account. Small, consistent deposits of novelty. Compound into a gloriously bloated memory bank. One new recipe a week equals 52 vivid postcards by year's end. Stack a foreign film, a challenging hike, and a phone-free conversation, and you've forged a triple-layered memory that feels substantial. The calendar's still ticked off 12 months, but your internal highlight reel absolutely balloons. Friends will ask where you found all that extra time, and you'll just smile, because you didn't add days to the year. You added life to your days. If you're liking this deep dive into your brain's clock and how to fight the autopilot, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Number 8, myths to drop. Let's clear up 2 big myths. First, time speeding up means I'm getting boring. Nope, that's just your brain conserving energy. It's peak efficiency, not a personal failure. Your neural pathways are just good at compressing routine. Second, only grand adventures count. False. Micronovelties work wonders. Researchers showed that just imagining a new route activates the same brain map-making as walking it. Mental rehearsal still fills that memory card. So, don't feel pressured to climb Everest. A new coffee shop can be enough to starve the autopilot. Number 9, the age sweet spot. People often ask, when does that fast-forward button really jam down? Studies show the steepest slide happens between 30 and 50, a period where the autopilot often wins. After 60, the curve flattens. Translation: start your novelty deposits now, in your 30s and 40s, and you'll coast into later decades with a much richer, denser timeline already built. It's never too late, but earlier is better. Number 10, the social multiplier. Here's a fantastic cheat code. Share the new. Experiments show that when older adults learn a dance with friends, their recall of the event doubles compared with solo practice. Why? Social stakes and shared laughter equal double the memory frames. So, don't just learn that new skill alone. Drag a buddy into that sushi-making class. Your combined experience will glue the night into both your brains, creating a far more robust and lasting memory. This is how you build your library together. Number 11, the tech trap. Beware the endless scroll loop. Those rapid-fire clips might seem like novelty, but they actually train your brain for shallow, non-stop stimulation. The content is too fragmented to encode into lasting memory. The result: hours vanish without a single meaningful timestamp. It's the autopilot's digital fuel. The fix: swap 30 minutes of doom scrolling for a 20-minute podcast while walking an unfamiliar street. You get fresh scenery plus a focused narrative. 2 rich layers for the price of 1. Building real memories instead of digital dust. Number 12, the evening expansion experiment. Try this tonight, a simple experiment. Lie on the floor, legs up the wall. Set a 2-minute timer. Close your eyes and focus intensely, counting 10 slow inhales, noticing the cool air, the expansion of your chest. When the chime rings, you'll swear 3 minutes passed. That right there is attention stretching time, a profound demonstration of mindfulness defeating the autopilot. Use this trick before bed. Take a few moments to genuinely process the day's final seconds. You'll log those moments, making your day feel longer and richer. Enjoyed these quick experiments and hacks for your internal clock? Then hit that like button, so the algorithm brings more curious minds to our little lab here. Number 13, the long game, your library of life. Imagine looking back at 80. Do you want a highlight reel of 40 blurry work weeks per year? A monotonous loop curated by the autopilot? Or do you envision a vibrant, intricate mosaic of salsa nights, hilarious misadventures, and surprising micro-moments? The objective clock never slows for anyone, but the people who master the art of fresh, engaged moments experience the closest thing to time travel. A life that genuinely feels 3 times longer, because it's packed with 3 times the vivid memories. Think of your life not as an hourglass, where the sand just drains away. Think of it as a library. Every new experience, every moment of true attention, adds a rich, detailed, unique volume to your shelves. The goal isn't to stop the clock. It's to build a library so vast and fascinating that when you finally step back, you're not sad it's over. You're in awe of the story it tells. So the next time you catch yourself muttering, "Where did this year go?" remember, it didn't vanish. The autopilot just hit the compression button. The power to change that is in your grasp. Swap routine for random. Swap autopilot for active attention. You can't stop the Earth's orbit, but you absolutely can fill every inch of the ride with so many vivid snapshots that when you finally step off, the album feels heavy, thick, and satisfyingly, deliciously long. So, what's the first new volume you'll add to your library today? Share it in the comments below. Let's start building a life that feels full, not just long.